So I'm quite keen to explore with you how you've developed into the filmmaker with that point of view. Maybe we should start or go back to the beginning and see how it was that you sort of first appeared on the on our television screens in a major way. And rather than have a big introduction, let's just show the clip from Weird Weekends, where Louis spent some time with some wrestlers.
Yes. Well, I don't know where we're joining it, but are we joining it at the power plant? Do you know? And so I'd asked her. It was about professional wrestling. It's not quote real unquote wrestling. They are real human beings, but it's not competitive. The outcome is predetermined. I'd asked a question of the head trainer, Sarge, in which I said, how do you decide what you're going to do when you come out into the ring? He didn't really answer the question. He walked off. 2 weeks later, I arrived at the power plant, his wrestling headquarters, thinking I was going to do a sort of light little bit of running and jogging, having a bit of fun in a sort of tongue-in-cheek, I'm getting involved sort of way. But he had other ideas. I always cringe when I see, because I haven't got the will to win. I don't know where that came from. I think I thought that was what he wanted to hear in some way. It didn't work. Whatever I was trying to do, it didn't work.
Is it sort of a version of Jesus Make It Stop? Yes. What the when you see that now, and you see your role within that sequence and within that whole film, that how do you square that with? I mean, you wouldn't do that today? You wouldn't participate in that way now?
You know, I always think. You know, I still enjoy that. I'm very much up for being made uncomfortable, and I always think. I think, if anything, though, that the tone of the programs has shifted a little, and there's a sort of sense in which the premise is no longer that I'm going in a slightly tongue-in-cheek way to get involved, but what I think it remains the same is this sort of what I regard as the holy grail when making my kinds of programs, which is when the story sort of comes back and bites you in some way, where you've made a plan for how things are going to go down, and your characters sort of stand up and assert their autonomy and say, actually, we've got another plan. And so I walked into a kind of, I don't know what it was, a booby trap, and Sarge decided to work me over, and on one level it was miserable and awful, and in another way it was a glorious thing. And even while I was doing it, I was conscious that it was quite special.
Even when you were vomiting in the car park outside? Even
when I was vomiting. I'd had quite a greasy... I remember arriving at the airport in Florida, and at the airport having a breakfast and sort of like 2 eggs and bacon and grits. If you've ever been to the south of America, you eat grits. It's like porridge that's on your plate with the eggs and the toast. I think maybe my subconscious was setting me up, you know, like this will be coming up a little bit later. This will be great preparation for when you puke.